Where have you got so a dead badger on the side of the road?
It's a roadkill, but it's... Come on, eat it.
Greg, you go for that one. I'm not going to go for that.
Okay. Well, that's good. You can't taste the badger.
Okay. One of Graham's best quotes, I think. You can't taste the badger. Well, Richard has finished doing his foraging. He's back with us in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're still alive?
Still alive, yes.
So that's good to see. Graham is alongside us as well, and Tom has decided to enjoy the fun as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I wanted to join in. Love a bit of roadkill.
Because Tom, I met Tom a while ago. We did the forage pizza.
You did when you were out and about. Lovely.
Yeah.
So, okay, for those who didn't hear this the first time around, so it was a 3-month project.
It was a 3-month project, yes, and it was with 25 other foragers. We were getting our gut microbiomes tested, which I can't reveal yet, and we were also getting our blood tests done along the way to see how a wild food diet would affect us in the modern world.
Okay, and how are you?
I'm actually doing really well. In the 3 months, it may sound a lot, but I lost about 3 stone in 3 months.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see, like,
you do look in great shape.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You look fit.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I lost 3 months just eating a wild diet, and a lot of it was. I lost most of it in the first couple of weeks because I was out there collecting birch sap, making birch syrup, and it was just a really active job. And I was reducing it down over fire, 143 litres of birch sap down to 3 litres of syrup. So that was one of my only sugar sources during that time. So
you've not eaten anything apart from stuff that you are able to forage?
Not necessarily. There were certain conditions that
Couple of McDonald's?
No, not McDonald's.
As long as you found it in the bush.
It was to follow a hunter-gatherer diet. And so we were allowed, say for example, a certain egg ration because we're not allowed to pick UK eggs, because it was to measure our gut microbiome, not like completely say we have to forage everything. So it wasn't a survival thing. It was more to show how a hunter-gatherer lifestyle would react to our modern day guts. So we did have an egg ration and also honey. We were allowed 1 jar of honey a month.
What did you do with the honey? Just eat spoons and spoons of it?
It mostly went in the cookies. Well, you couldn't eat spoons and spoons of it because you'd be out of your ration in like a few days.
That's what you'd do, isn't it? Like, gone in 10 minutes.
And sugar was a precious resource because mostly we were eating fat and protein.
Okay.
And
we had the badger fat. Any more? Have you eaten much roadkill?
Well, we did find a deer during the project. Some of us came over and hung out with each other during the project, which is actually something I should mention because during the diet it was very full on. You had to really go out there, well, I did anyway. I took time off so I could experience it to the fullest. But what I realised, and what everyone else realised who was on the diet, is that on your own it's not the same as being in a community. You could collect things, but you could only collect a certain amount of things. You had to prioritise what you were collecting. Oops. Dismiss that. I just had a note out for things to mention today. But no, yeah. So the community is a big aspect. When we all got together, everyone brought something different to the table. And we ate so much better, and it was such good food, and you had the community aspect, which is what we would have done in our hunter-gatherer days. So that was a slight difference in terms of between then and now in the modern world. We were doing a lot of it alone.
Are they all kind of similar to you, like pretty young, fit? No,
they're varying ages.
Okay.
Yes, because it was mostly people from the Association of Foragers, which is a group of mostly foraging instructors, teachers, some commercial foragers, some herbalists. It's a big diversity of people who do foraging as part of their living. So
have you stopped now?
I've stopped now. I stopped in June the 21st.
What was the first thing you ate?
I didn't actually go back fully. No, I did. Oh, for
Stop messaging him. He's doing very well.
No, it's my calendar notifications are set for 8 a.m. But anyway, so what was your question?
What did you eat first? What was the thing that you really?
I did try raw cow's milk because I had been on raw milk for years, about 7 years, and part of that it was on goat's milk, and but with the cow's milk I went back onto it, and I didn't feel that great on it. So it's maybe I was healthiest before, but I think going on the wild food diet it did a big reset. So I ended up trying raw sheep's milk instead, which is very hard to get hold of in the UK. But thankfully, someone who was following me on my journey said that they had a supply near where I lived, and I went and grabbed some, and it's such an amazing stuff. Yeah.
Right. Well, come on then. We've got Graham and Tom here because they want to try stuff. So what have you brought in?
Right. Yes. So
in your Tupperware.
Oh, it's a squirrel.
It actually follows on what we were talking about yesterday. What you wanted to talk about today, in terms of the blackberries.
Oh, because I see everyone out picking blackberries.
Because there is a big bumper crop of blackberries, as people were saying, and it's not just that. There's a bumper crop of a lot of things because we've had the right conditions. We had a lot of rain this summer. It wasn't that dry. And so what I thought I'd do is this kind of follows the protocol for the Wild Biome project, because I haven't actually shifted that much. Sure, I've included raw milk again. I just don't ration everything, so I've got my chestnut flour here. I've been having eggs a bit more, but I have treated myself once or twice to Japanese food.
Okay.
But that's only once or twice. It's not a day-to-day thing. But here we have a sweet chestnut flour blackberry cake with some honey and venison tallow.
Sorry, what was the last bit?
Venison tallow instead of butter. I haven't gone back to butter.
Okay.
So it's like you'd use beef tallow, for example. It's just beef fat.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Okay. Venison.
You won't taste it.
Okay,
Don't worry.
that's fine. Right. Okay. Right.
But yeah, just
Tom,
feel
you
free
ready?
to break it.
Yeah, very much.
Or you can have the whole thing. It's up to you.
Should we share that one?
Yeah, we'll share. Yeah.
Excuse my fingers.
Okay. So it looks quite dense.
It's quite a dense cake because chestnut flour doesn't act the same way as what
Graham?
you do with bread flour.
I haven't tried it
Give me a
yet.
second. It's not too dairy. It's okay.
You're scaring.
No, it's okay.
Tom?
The blackberries are the dominant flavour, which is
Yeah.
the important thing.
I put about half a litre of blackberries in the cake.
And how did you cook it?
Just in the oven.
Okay.
Just baked it in the oven in a tin. So I haven't done anything weird with this one, don't worry.
I mean, I'd like to believe you, Richard, but... I mean...
Annabelle, I think your silence is speaking volumes here.
It's quite dense.
It is a
isn't
dense cake because chestnut flour is a dense flour. So the thing is, with the wild diet, you were eating the dense things were good because you'd fill yourself up on little.
I know. Have you finished yours?
Yeah.
Tom, have you finished yours?
I will do.
It's just a bit. It's just a lot to eat while you're. It's a lot to eat while you're talking.
Year.
Don't be mean.
It's not a bad cake.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, true.
Do you know what, Richard? It is so interesting speaking to you, and I could speak forever because it's just. I mean, it's bonkers what you're doing. But,
I should mention one thing though. The actual results for the microbiome test, because Dan Saladino, he was one of the people who helped us get this project going, and he's got exclusivity releasing those tests first, and that will actually be on BBC Radio 4.
Okay,
so it's going to be a programme.
Oh, okay, great. It's very Radio 4.
And if you wanted to see the journey, because I did do a lot of videos during the Wild Biome, so if you go on my YouTube, Richard Morby, MAWBY, and search Wild Food Diet, you'll see all the videos from the journey.
Brilliant. Richard, thank you so much for coming in. I promise I'll finish it at some point, and we shall catch up with you again.
No problem.